So ironically enough, today, September 26th, 900 people who work for Starbucks will be getting their severance letter, basically being laid off, told to kick rocks and go to hell on because Starbucks has decided they're doing this $1 billion restructuring. And with that restructuring, they're going to cut 900 people at least and close down any open job areas they may have had, and they're going to close non-profitable stores. I just think it's very interesting that this is the timing at the same time that Starbucks is being dragged on social media because of their response from some of their baristas to the Charlie Kirk order. You guys know what I'm talking about. After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a lot of people started going to Starbucks to order Charlie Kirk's Mint Majesty tea with 2 honeys as a way to pay respects to Charlie Kirk, which a lot of people may go, but you're giving money to Starbucks. So where are we here, right? And I can understand the confusion amongst the crowd for that one. But you guys may have seen it. There was a video at one of Charlie Kirk's Turning Point rallies, events, whatever they're supposed to be called, at one of the colleges. I don't remember which one. Forgive me for that. Where 2 or 3 young girls walked up to the microphone and they said, hey, listen, we don't want to debate anything. We just want to know what's in your cup because you're always drinking something. And Charlie said, well, I lose my voice very easily. And since I spend hours upon hours talking, I need something that's going to keep me hydrated and, keep my throat from going dry. So he said, all it is Starbucks Mint Majesty tea and 2 honeys. That's all. And he said he drinks, I believe he said like 9 of them a day. So then people started going to Starbucks and they would do their mobile orders or try to order at the counter. And the Starbucks baristas would go, okay, what's the name for the order? And they would say Charlie Kirk. And we talked about it earlier. And Starbucks was like, no, we're not going to put that on there. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's because it's political and because Starbucks is left leaning and they don't like, conservatives. They don't like what Charlie Kirk stood for and things like that. Which is very true. There are plenty of baristas in the company itself who are trash, but there's others that are probably just fine, right? A job is a job, and sometimes you have to work where you have to work in order to get paid to take care of your family, whether that's cleaning toilets or making coffees at Starbucks, right? I'm not going to crap on anybody for doing a job that they need in order to get a paycheck to keep themselves in a decent living situation, meaning off the streets, right? But Starbucks now, they're doing this whole not like a rebranding, but they're trying to restructure. So they have a CEO, his name is Brian Niccol. And it says that yesterday they posted this blog and it was sent out to employees on Thursday. This is what's crazy to me. Yesterday, Thursday, they did this. And Niccol shared that the company plans to eliminate 900 non-retail roles. So not the baristas, but people in higher up roles. So they're getting rid of the white collar people there, it seems. And they're going to close open positions as part of its $1 billion restructuring effort. That's crazy here to me. The memo said employees will be notified on September 26th and will offer severance and support packages, including benefits extensions. This came out yesterday and they're getting laid off today. Like there's no notice, there's no heads up. Like they're going to get it and they're going to get a severance, which is great, I guess, right? A little bit of something, but it's still, to me, it's crazy. But this is after the company already laid off 1,100 employees earlier this year. Now, Niccol said the company plans to use the savings to invest in its stores by adding more customer service employees. Other investments include new coffee house designs and innovations, blah, 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 blah. And let's see, corporate employees, including support partners and people managers, are now required to come to the office 4 days a week starting on September 29th, which before that, they weren't having to come into the office as much since the whole COVID era of work from home, right? Now, the stock market, hello brain, the stock market, they are down 1.07. Oh, sorry, it updated while looking at it, 1.08% to $82.93 a share. And it says here that September 9th marked 1 year for Niccol at the helm of the company, which continues to face turbulent times. All right, let's get into my dog over there guarding everything, I guess. Starbucks itself. I remember when I first started going to Starbucks, because y'all know, reformed libtard here, right? And I still go by there every once in a while. If I need coffee and it is the only place open, I will go through the drive-thru and get a coffee because I need my caffeine and I refuse to drink Monsters or Red Bulls or Celsius or Alani's or any of those kind of things because ton of sugar, ton of chemicals. Coffee beans are coffee beans. That's what I'm sticking with, right? So anyway, I used to go there a lot though, like back in the day. And I remember when I was in corporate America, I would stop on my way into work and I would get a a venti iced vanilla latte, and it was probably $2 and change, maybe $3 at the max. Now you try to go through, the prices of everything have gone up like ridiculously. My daughter likes the holiday one that's like the iced pecan oat milk crunch latte, some bougie ass name like that, and a tall one of those. Their smallest option is like $6 and change. So maybe once a month I will let her have one of those as this is happening one time and one time only kind of situation. Although I will say, after the whole Charlie Kirk incident, I am a little more hesitant to go to a Starbucks just because it feels wrong at this point in time. Although I do understand why they did what they did. And I told you guys already that having 15, 20 different cups with the same name on the counter can be very confusing for the people picking it up, can start a whole new kind of ruckus. And then all these drinks having to be thrown away because people are putting their hands all over everything. And then the next thing you know, prices have to go up because of all the stuff that's getting trashed. It's a whole cluster, right? We understand that. But I'm not surprised that these people are trying to change what they're doing. Starbucks in and of itself, a lot of people don't like because they said they don't support the military and things like that. A lot of people aren't fans of them because of who the baristas are a lot of times, because it is a left-leaning corporation, whether they want to admit that they're a left-leaning corporation or not, when everything has pronouns on their name tags and all this other stuff. It's obvious what it is, right? But it's crazy to me that they are trying to do this whole restructuring, rebranding, re-whatevering. At the same time, Cracker Barrel was doing it. And it did not work out well for Cracker Barrel. Whatever Starbucks is trying to do, I don't know if they're trying to appeal more to the left only, if they're going to try to appeal more to a little bit of everybody. They're going to have to figure something out, because there are more and more people who are boycotting the locations, not just because of the price of the drinks, which are, like I said, absolutely ridiculous, but also because of the political tension when you're in a store or in a drive-through line or dealing with the baristas sometimes, or just other people inside locations. But I just think it's interesting here that it says, look, in its latest quarterly results, Starbucks posted its sixth straight quarterly drop in the U.S. same-store sales, whatever. U.S. same stores fell 2% in line with the prior quarter's drop, but less than the 2.5% drop in the forecast. That was driven by a 4% decline in comparable transactions, blah, 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 blah. They're losing money, honey, is what it comes down to. They are overcharging, under-delivering, less people are going in. And it seems to me that, this is just my opinion on this, if corporations would keep politics out of shit, they would not have to worry nearly as much as they do today. When actors would keep their political opinions to themselves, they wouldn't have to worry about ruining a movie and basically bombing in the box office of what's your name, Rachel Zegler and Snow White. Anybody in the Marvel team, guess how many more Marvel movies we will be going to see? Big fat whopping zero, because of all of the blatant dumbness, I don't know what to really call it there, of the people who are in these movies that then run their mouths against the same people that are going to go watch their movies. It's like, you can't shoot yourself in the foot and then be surprised when it hurts. Like, you've done this to yourselves. Starbucks has done this to themselves by making everything about, it seems like, the LGBTQIA plus stuff. Like, there's a lot of push inside the stores and in the baristas themselves for those kind of things. And not everybody wants that. Some people just want to go into an establishment where they're going to spend their money and not have to worry about being looked down upon because maybe you're wearing a MAGA hat, not have to worry about being looked down upon because you don't look like the person behind the counter, or, you know, maybe the person working there doesn't want to be looked down upon by the person coming in either. Like, if politics could stay away, if it could be more of this is a corporate situation, a corporate whatever, keep your beliefs to yourself or inside these locations, you would have less of this happening. With Cracker Barrel, when they decided to do their whole DEI push, that's when things started going downhill for them. Target, doing the DEI push, things started going downhill for them. You can see where it all kind of circles back, and you can literally point a finger at the time frame when things for a lot of these companies started going to absolute shit. And it was over the last 4 years when they all jumped on board just to appease a very small percentage of people and a very small percentage of advertisers. Can I say Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney? Look what they did to themselves there. Lot of issues here. Travis Kelce, a lot of people, don't like him because he's with Taylor Swift, but a lot of people don't like him because he took $20 million from Pfizer to make some whack ass commercial about taking, their stuff. There's a lot of blurring of lines, more so now than I believe there used to be. And I think you can see how that really does affect the companies when you look at their earnings reports, when you look at how many people they're laying off, when you look at how many people are not willing to go into a location and spend the money and things like that. Listen, I will not be surprised if I see a Starbucks near us close down. I'll be like, well, did it to yourself. What can I tell you? But this also gives numerous other locations a chance to pop up. There's a place called Seven Brew. I don't know their political affiliation. I've never seen anything about them in politics, and I've never gone through one of their drive-thrus and had one of their baristas look a certain type of way that screamed, whatever. And so we've gone through there if we happen to be in the area where there is one. If they put one in over here, I would never have to go to Starbucks again because it'd be close enough. There are people out there willing to take over for the corporations that are alienating a massive percentage of the American population. So maybe that's one of y'all looking to get into a business. Maybe a coffee company would be your best bet. Now, the prices of beans right now are a little ridiculous thanks to Trump's tariffs. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say it that way, but we know some people who own coffee shops, roasteries, however you're supposed to say that. And the price of beans is definitely going up, which also could be affecting Starbucks. Who knows? But they burn the crap out of their coffee anyway. It's not even like it tastes good. I don't, maybe they put crack in it and that's why we all like it. I have no idea. Anyway, whatever. Don't be surprised when your Starbucks near you goes out of business. That's all I'm saying. Couldn't have happened to a better company, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I love y'all. Goodbye.